Namaste, my dear friends. Happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening, depending upon when you're watching this recording. This is on 7th of November 2020. I'm doing this recording because today, that is on 7th November, ICAI has come out with an announcement of opt out. Now, many students have been calling me up and asking me or sending me messages and asking me, sir, what is this opt out? Kya hai, sir, ye opt out? Oh, usme, in that also, they have written one more dialogue, sir, saying that in continuation of 23rd October notification, as it is, we have to study so much, sir. Can you please explain what is this 23rd October? What is this 7th November notification? What are we supposed to do? Because we're busy studying. If you can help us out on this, it will be useful. So here I am giving you a quick analysis about what CA Institute is trying to tell you through this notification. So let me straight away share the screen with you so that I can explain what CA Institute is trying to tell you. And with that, we will start. Here I go. Yes, I think you can see. Good. So if you see here, now what the CA Institute is trying to tell you is, now on 23rd October 2020, let me start from there. 23rd October 2020, CA Institute made an announcement, right? Now this, what I'm sharing here with you is here from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And they have said on 23rd of October, saying it's a continuation of 15th July, 8th and 13th October, which was about the revised schedule of CA examinations for November because the exams got postponed, right? So they're talking about that exams for November 2020. And option to opt out of November 2020 attempt for all levels. Again, many students have been asking me this question, sir, is this notification for intermediate or is it for foundation or is it for CA final? Here it is. It's for all levels. It is hereby notified for general information that admit cards, that is, you're uploading of admit cards, it has been done. And on November 1st itself, it has been done. It's available for you to take it from there. Next, options to opt out from November 20 attempts for all again. Opt-out window will open on 7th November. That's the day today when I'm doing this recording for you. 7th November, they've opened up the window and therefore you're supposed to go to the website of the CA Institute and find out. Okay, this much you've understood on 23rd October. One is the admit card. Other one is 7th November, they said opt-out window will be opened. Now the question is who can opt out and what is the procedure? And therefore, let me take you to the notification of 7th November, and that is this one. Right here, let me take you through this notification of the CA Institute. Now, what the CA Institute is telling is this. They've come out with a scheme called as the opt-out scheme. Now, what does this opt-out scheme tell us? Let me explain that to you here. Now, the opt-out scheme is trying to tell us that for this examination, mind you, this is only for this particular examination of November 2020, you have an option to opt out. Now, who can opt out is what we should understand. This opt-out option. Opt-out option is only for 3 students, 3 category of students. What are the 3 category students? One, who are currently, unfortunately, are tested COVID positive. Second, if any of their family members are tested COVID positive. And last, if they are staying in an area where the student is staying, that is the student's residence is located, is declared as a containment zone. So 3 aspects are there. One is from the student perspective, one is from the family perspective, and one more is from the area perspective. So I always tell SFA here. So this notification of opt-out is only for SFA. SFA meaning students who are tested positive. F is for the family members if they have tested positive, and A, if that area has been declared by the government to be a containment zone. In those 3 cases, now for these 3 people, opt-out option has been given. So I repeat, it's not for all, it's only for these 3 SFA categories only that opt-out option has been given. Now, what is this opt-out option? So what am I supposed to do? Let's understand what we are supposed to do. Here we go. Yeah. Now, if you see here, let me expand it for you. Yeah. So if you see here, considering the requests of large number of students and keeping in view the general well-being and safety, it has been decided that the students who have already submitted online examination forms, that means you've already applied for everything. And if you're satisfying the conditions, this is why I said A to C conditions. What is A to C? SFA. What is SFA? Student, family or you belong to that area. They'll be given an option to opt out and carry forward what? Their examination to cycle 2. Be very careful here. For November 2020 examinations is which is called as the cycle 1. You can postpone it to cycle 2, which is supposed to happen somewhere in January or February of 2020. Now that's the important aspect. Please remember this point here. So it's either January or February 2020 will. So if you opt out, if you opt for this, all of you, please remember this. If you decide to go for this, then in that case, that is either January or February, then in that case, instead of November, you can write it in January or February. If you decide to do that, then the advantage you have is here, it will not be counted. This November examination will not be counted. Instead, you will not be required to pay any fees extra, OB and ICAI, and you can straight away carry forward it to your cycle 2. And cycle 2 is going to happen somewhere in January, February of 2021. I think you are clear about this point. And the details of the exact exam dates in January, February will be announced in the second half of December 2020. So those students, which 3 students, SFA, these SFA students, that is unfortunately the students themselves, they tested positive either now or during the examinations if they're tested positive also. This is also, please remember, maybe everything is fine, but as they start writing the examination, if they are tested positive, in those cases also, this notification can be taken help of, wherein they can opt out even at that time. Even while they're writing the examination, they can opt out saying that because of unfortunate situation, we are opting out. Then the 2 points to notice: 1, you don't have to pay fees again for the examination. And second, it will be treated as if this attempt is not counted at all. That means especially for your exemptions, some of them who are aware, those who already have some exemptions because they wrote it before and maybe unfortunately they did not pass, but they have some exemptions. That exemption carry forward also will happen as if this exam was never there for you. That's how it is. Having said that, it doesn't stop there. It goes on to say these points. What is that? First point to understand is this: if you're appearing for a particular group, here, one is, he can appear for all the papers of the group in the next examination. Are you clear? Whereas second, maybe one student has completed group 1. He wrote all the exams of group 1 now in November. Unfortunately, he came under SFA criteria, and therefore group 2 alone, he wants to shift it to cycle 2, which is happening in January, February. That is also allowed. So it will be assumed that you have only taken group 1 and that you have completely appeared for group 1, and only group 2, that is the other group, will be next postponed to your cycle 2. I think you're clear with this notification. Now, please be very careful. CA Institute is again telling, alternatively, students who are satisfying any of the conditions under A to C. What is A to C? SAFA. What is SAFA? SFA. That SFA, either the student or the family members, or he belongs to that area where COVID is there, which is declared by the government to be of containment zone. If you have opted out, very important, concentrate, and you decide to appear in May 2021, that means you don't want to take cycle 2. Cycle 2 is going to happen in January or February, that is end of January and in beginning of February. If you don't want to take up January, February 21 examination, but you want to write only next May, he can definitely be allowed, right? So even such students, if they don't want to write January, February, but want to write it in May, no problem. That is also will be allowed. But the problem is you will have to file a fresh examination form. That means the carry forward fees here it says examination fees here will be adjusted, and only differential fees, if any, will be charged. That is if there's a change in fees from November exam to May examination. I think you are clear. So if you see the brackets, in case he has filed the form for November for one group only, and in May he opts to appear in both groups, then he is required to pay the differential fees. These are all quite obvious points. So there's nothing to explain on this point. But here, what is the procedure if you decide to opt out? I think you're very clear. All this is only for SFA students. Again, I repeat, 2 benefits for SFA students. What are the 2 benefits? Fees you don't have to pay, and for your exemptions carry forward, because there'll be a limit as to how many times you can carry forward your exemptions. That if suppose this is the last attempt for them, for such students especially, where this is the last attempt, you don't have to worry. If you opt out, it will be treated as the next attempt to be your last attempt. That's all. Now, before I continue with the procedure, many students have asked me this question. Let me come back here. Wait, here. Many students have asked me this question, sir, what about a situation I am not coming under SFA? That means, luckily, I am not coming under COVID. Okay, very good. Family is not under COVID. Excellent. My area is also not coming under COVID. Very good. But my mindset is not okay. Somehow I'm not comfortable to do the examination now. Nahi chahiye abhi exam. I don't want to write my exam now. Do I have a choice? Now, this opt-out option is only for SFA students. Rest of you, it will be assumed, the law will assume, that is the CA Institute will assume that you were absent for the exam, or you wrote the exam and let us say you did not do well. It's as good as that. That means it will be counted as an attempt. See, for those students, all of you, please listen. If you don't have any such thing like this is the last attempt for your exemption, it will lapse after this, or this is the last attempt, otherwise it will not be useful. Only for them, this notification is useful. For you, if that is not the criteria, don't worry, right? If you think you can go and write the examination, please go and write the examinations. Don't do any opt-out at all. Write the examinations, and with God's grace, if you pass, very good. Otherwise, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Next attempt will always be there. But I'm very confident that you'll all pass in the examinations. Now, one more aspect to remember. Some of them are asking me one more question, sir. Although I'm not coming under SFA, still somehow I want to opt out. Or should I opt out, or should I write? What is your personal opinion? See, this is a very subjective matter, whether to write or not to write. Please discuss with your parents. Please discuss with your elders, your well-wishers, and see, right? Based on the safety, CA Institute is taking all safety measures. Very clearly, CA Institute has been making these announcements that we are taking all possible safety measures. Okay, so they are taking all possible safety measures. You don't have to worry about it. But if you still feel you're not confident, then please discuss with your parents, your elders, your well-wishers, and decide whether you should write or not write. Only on the grounds of safety, not on the grounds of preparation. For me, if you ask me, your preparation, I know you've all been doing a great job. Although your mind may tell you, I think I am not prepared. Don't listen to that mind. You are well prepared. Go ahead and write the examinations. Am I clear with this? But if the issue is about safety, that you please discuss with your elders, your parents, and your well-wishers, and then take a decision, okay, whether to write or not to write. But this opt-out is only for those students. Which students? For those students who are having a lapse of their attempt because of some exemptions lapsing. For those, or if they want their fees to be carried forward to the next one. Now, sir, will it be a difference if it's counted as an exam? And don't worry about future. In future, when I go for employment, will it make a difference? Nothing's going to happen about all that. That you don't worry. Okay, focus on this. This notification is only if you're coming under SAFA and your exemptions are coming to an end, or that carry forward options are not there, and this is your last attempt, you can write those kind of situations. Registration is coming to an end. In all those cases, you get one more attempt, that is cycle 2 benefit, or you don't want to write cycle 2, you can postpone it to May examinations also. I think you're very clear. So if you see here, I'll repeat point number 3 for you, all of you. Alternatively, students who are satisfying any of the mentioned conditions of A to C SFA shall be allowed to opt out from November and appear in May. However, he will have to file a fresh examination form, apply afresh at the relevant time whenever they announce. His examination fees will be adjusted and only differential fees will be charged. What is the procedure? You have to go to CA Institute ka website, icaiexam.icai.org. From 7th, that is from today, when I'm doing this recording, depends on when you see it. From today, 9 p.m. onwards, they're opening up and you can apply if you want to opt out, especially those SFA categories. Then, oh sir, in the form, what will be given? When you go inside that form only, we will know, na? Because 9 p.m. only the form is coming. So even I don't know how the form is. On submitting the declaration, candidates of the students for November will be cancelled and you'll be given the option to shift next either cycle 2, which is happening in January and February, or so either he can go for cycle 2, here, this one. He can either go for cycle 2, or option is he can go for May 21 examination. That is his choice. Absolutely his choice. Kindly note that option for opt-out is taken. It will be treated as final. No request for exchange will be entertained later. So if you decide to opt out, you can't again opt in. That option is not there. It has to be postponed again to the next exam only. Last, for remaining students who choose not to opt out and appear for the examinations from 21st of November. So first from my side, all the best wishes for you. Please take all precautions. CA Institute also is taking all precautions. Right? The institute has made all required and necessary arrangements for smooth conduct of 20 examinations across the globe, including strict adherence to precautions, measures, everything here, including thermal scanning, hand sanitizers, wearing of masks, social distancing, everything as per the government guidelines. CA Institute has taken all the precautions. So any more further details, please get in touch with the CA Institute ka website. I think you are clear as to what this notification is all about. Clear? Yes. So this is for basically those are having a timeline of exhausting their exemptions or the last attempt which is there for them. They have cycle 2 option, but SFA only. What is SFA? Students who are coming under COVID, either now or during examinations, either way they can opt out at any point of time, starting from today night. I think you're very clear. Rest of you, all the best wishes. Do well. I'm sure you're prepared well. Don't go by your last minute mindset which says, I think I am not prepared. Don't worry. All that is all tricks of your mind saying that to become lazy. I know you will do well, right? All the very best. See you soon as one step ahead in profession, right? All the very best. If you have a problem with COVID related issues, please talk to your parents, your well-wishers. Love you all. फिर मिलेंगे चलते चलते तब तक के लिए हंसते हंसते happy studies and victory will always be yours. Love you all.